Today I'm going to go over 5 tips on how to paint light in watercolor. You've probably noticed when you look at your reference photos, if it's a sunrise or a sunset or even a campfire, or in this case a lamppost, and wondered, how in the world can I capture that light? Capturing light can be difficult. One of the most powerful skills we can develop as an artist is capturing light in a believable way. So I want to walk you through step by step how I painted this London street scene, featuring the glowing lamps and the glowing Big Ben. Tip number 1, preserve the white of the paper. Plan your brightest highlights ahead of time and leave them completely untouched. I've intentionally left small areas of the white of the page as a reference point. That way I know what is the brightest part of the painting. Remember, light only works when you show the full value range from pure white all the way to your darkest darks. In fact, value is more important than color in creating believable light. Tip number 2 is use soft edges for glow. Hard edges feel solid, soft edges feel light. As I apply the yellow, I'm working wet on wet, so let the paint naturally spread and blur. This creates that soft, diffused glow, just like we see in the reference. Try to avoid sharp lines. Light should fade, not be outlined. Tip number 3 is work from light to dark. Light isn't just brightness, it's contrast. Start with the light washes, then slowly build darker value around your light sources. The darker the surroundings, the brighter your light will appear. Remember that famous Dumbledore quote?
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light.
Now I'm moving to the sky with stronger values. One thing to watch for when you mix warm yellows with blues, you can accidentally create green. To avoid that, I've leaned more towards deeper purples for the early morning sky. At this stage, it's okay to paint over everything in the background, buildings, trees, because we'll redefine them later. Also, keep in mind, watercolor dries lighter than it looks when wet. So you'll need to paint slightly darker than you think to compensate for that fading. I'm also painting around the light sources. This is called negative painting to help them stand out even more. Negative painting is a technique where you can paint the background or the surrounding shape, the negative space, around a subject, rather than painting the subject itself. It's a great way to define shape, create depth, and also layer colors. At this point, I want everything to dry before adding any additional layers. Tip number 4 is warm versus cool contrast. Use warm colors like yellows and red in your light areas and cooler tones like blues and violets in your shadows. This temperature contrast will enhance the illusion of your light. Another important thing when I paint is I simplify background details. There's really a lot going on in the background, but for this exercise, less is more. I'm focusing on just suggesting the buildings, enough to support the scene without competing with the light. This is where artist freedom comes in. You don't have to copy everything. You can simplify, adjust, design the scene to support what your focal point is. Part of my artistic freedom in this reference, I actually removed some of the lamp post and I wanted to change the left side of the reference. That way, the focal point would stand out a little bit stronger. And now for tip number 5, less detail, more light. Keep your light area clean and simple. Avoid overworking them. Let them breathe. The less detail you add, the more they'll stand out. I'm building in darker shapes now, especially with the lamp post. Notice how quickly the light starts to glow once the darks go in? The lamp posts themselves are darker, which helps push the brightness of the light even further. Also notice how the lamp posts are darker the closer they are to you. That's called atmospheric perspective. And even at this point, towards the end of the painting, I noticed that I wanted to push the glow even more. So how I did that is I went back with a light glaze. Glazing is a technique where you can add a layer of paint on top of your existing layers. I noticed there wasn't enough orange or warmth to my painting, so I added a subtle layer of orange simply to warm up the light. Watercolor is amazing because of this transparency. It allows us to build layers like this over each other. Now you've got to be careful. Orange can be a little overpowering, so go very light at first. And boom, here it is! The final painting of a London street scene. Hey, if you're interested on other videos, click here, or down here, or here, and see me each week. Enjoy painting.